One of these had a supply chain of 10 feet.
Watch this video to learn how you can grow a season's worth of lettuce on your back porch for $20 starting this week.
So there's a parasite that is showing up in food right now across the country in the United States. Several states have been affected. I don't want to say the wrong thing here because I don't know all of the details, and I think that we don't know exactly what foods it's coming from, but it is leaning toward looking like raw produce or bagged salads, salad kits, or salad from restaurants could be some of the culprits. And in this particular cases of illnesses, it takes at least a week for folks to show symptoms. So tracking food and tracking these cases to backtrack to figure out where they came from is a really difficult thing. So they are being tracked. It's being tracked very slowly. And I want to say here that the system that we have isn't necessarily broken. It is operating as it has been designed to operate, meaning we just don't have enough for the pounds of food that we all consume or that are all processed in the United States. We don't have enough people working to test it before it's consumed. I'm not telling you to be scared of produce because I grow produce for a living. What I'm telling you is that there is a more powerful way for you to move forward, one that will help your mindset and it will help you know where your food comes from, and it's not expensive to do. If you're thinking, oh, I can't garden, lettuce doesn't need pollinators. It doesn't need a big pot, and quite honestly, it does not need you to be good at this yet. Okay, it's quite forgiving. So here is, I made this video for you today so that I could show you how easy it is for you to grow your own lettuce so that you're not buying things from the store that you aren't certain about. At least when you grow your own lettuce, you know where it came from. You know what the inputs are that created that product. Now, I'm not promising you that your lettuce will always be perfect, but what I am telling you is that you'll know what went into it. Let's talk money. So for the container, you need, let's back up a little bit. You need container, some sort of medium to grow in. You need seed, and you'll need some fertilizer. So let's go through some numbers real quick here. Your container is either a bucket, so it's free, or a few dollars. Your potting mix, we'll call it $6. Your seed, we'll say it's $2.50 a pack, but it could be up to $4. Your fertilizer will maybe cost $8, but you can use that for up to 3 seasons. So the first container of lettuce that you grow could cost $20, but every container after that is going to be around $8. Now, let's look at the other numbers. Store-bought organic. One container of your homegrown lettuce mix is going to put one box of lettuce on your counter. It's going to do that for weekly for about 8 to 12 weeks. So I don't know what your lettuce costs in your neighborhood. You fill in your numbers, but you're going to get 8 to 12 boxes of lettuce from a container that you grew yourself rather than having to go to the store to buy it and being unsure about it. So here are the 4 basic things you need to grow lettuce. 1, a container. In this case, your surface area beats depth every time. Companies like Smart Pots have a big, it has a large surface area to it and it's not very deep. Let's say it's maybe 6 inches. That's not great for carrots, but in this case, it's great for lettuce. So get something that's got a high amount of surface area compared to the depth. So you can use a bucket, a grow bag, a tote, a colander. If you have a colander, put some soil in it and put some seeds and grow some lettuce, baby, because actually a colander is perfect. It has drainage holes in the bottom. I'm just saying, get creative. If you don't have all of the things laying around, think of what you do have laying around. Drainage holes are not negotiable, so you'll have to drill holes in it or it will already have to have holes. Here is another tip. Fabric grow bags already have a means for the water to leave, so you don't have to drill holes in those, so please don't do that. Number 2, soil. You need potting mix, not garden soil or topsoil. Those are too heavy and thick. They will do horribly. I accidentally put topsoil in one of my containers I was trying to grow strawberries in, and every single one of those bare root strawberries died because the water just couldn't go through the soil. It was way too heavy. Garden soil in a container will pack down like concrete. I promise you, I've got an example of it out, and if I can get to it in this video, I'll show you. So what kind of seed do you need? You can get any kind of lettuce you want. Some people say, oh, you should only use loose leaf lettuce. I think that that's not the case. I have had great success with using heading lettuce and just harvesting off the outer leaves. As the head forms on the inside, it will push the leaves toward the outside, and you will harvest the leaves on the outside. So for every head of lettuce I plant, or for every plant of lettuce I have, every time I go harvest, I'll harvest 2 to 4 leaves from the outer ring of every plant. And that, if I have 20 to 30 plants growing, that's going to give me a great size salad every few days. So you can look for mesclun baby leaf lettuce, a cutting mix. In summer, I want you to use the heat resistant ones. I've heard that ones like Jericho, Nevada, Magenta are good. I love Muir lettuce. It's the only one I can really stand by. I recommend it to everyone, and I have not had a single person have an issue with it. It's Muir, M-U-I-R. Look for Muir lettuce. Keep the seed pack in your freezer. If you get pelleted seeds, they'll tell you that they don't last longer than a year, but they do if you put them in your freezer. So I've had a large pelleted Muir lettuce container of like 5,000 seeds because I went hog wild one year. It was like, woo, I'm going to grow lettuce. I'm still seeding out of that little pot or that little container of lettuce seed because I've had it in my freezer. So Muir lettuce, I stand by it. It makes big, beautiful heads, but don't harvest the heads. Just pull leaves from outside the head. And if you plant 20 to 40 heads in a couple of containers, then you're going to have lettuce all season. It's going to be a beautiful thing. All right. You can also grow. And now what I also think is if you don't want to take a chance on lettuce or you're afraid it's going to be too bitter, what I would suggest that you do is get baby kale. So any kind of kale, baby blue Scotch kale or lacinato kale, the red Russian kale, any of them are, the bigger the leaves get in the hotter weather, the more bitter they can become. Though I always find that homegrown lettuce is never as, or homegrown kale is never as bitter as grocery store. I don't think that those varieties are bred for taste the way that these are. I always say that grocery store produce is bred for taste and transport and not taste. And so that is definitely the case there. So any kind of kale, pick it at the baby leaf stage because when you grow your own, you can pick it whenever you like. And it will be so sweet and wonderful. It will hold up to any of those like really sturdy salad dressings. So I highly recommend that in the summer if you're afraid your lettuce will be too bitter. What else are we talking about here? Okay, fertilizer. So lettuce is a leaf. Leaves need nitrogen. Now, at the beginning, when you use this potting soil, chances are there's going to be a little bit of fertilizer in it. So probably for your first go around, you're not going to need fertilizer. You're going to say, Michelle, I didn't need to buy fertilizer. Everything looked great. But then whenever you reseed that container to grow more lettuce, you're going to start to notice that it doesn't do as well as the first shot. And that's because it doesn't have any fertilizer in it. So get a small container of a granular organic fertilizer. I'm a big fan of the Espoma line of products, Espoma. They're amazing. They have all kinds of things. Their Garden Tone is a fabulous across the board fertilizer. You can't go wrong. If you just want to buy one granular fertilizer for your garden, use granular organic fertilizer for your garden, use Espoma Garden Tone. Small bag is fine. All we're doing is growing lettuce here. It doesn't need a ton of fertilizer, but it does need some. You can also, if you want bonus points, you can get a liquid fertilizer and feed it that liquid fertilizer in your watering can every 2 to 3 weeks. You can pop maybe a tablespoon of that liquid fertilizer into each gallon or quart and just water your lettuce, and it will thank you and love you forever, and it will do very well. You're just going to fill your container with soil. You're going to sprinkle those seeds on top, scratch them into the surface, pat it in, water it, and you're going to let it go. Your lettuce seeds will need light, so you barely cover them. I mean, you do cover them, but don't put them under a ton of soil. The rule of thumb, I think, is that take the length of the seed and then don't put it under double that amount of soil, either double or less. So let's say you had a pea seed that was a 1/4 inch in size. You don't want to bury it under more than a 1/2 inch of soil. So the smaller the seed, the less soil you need to put on top. Now, July is a hard month in places that are hot like we are now here in the South, though I will also say that most of the United States is under a drought. Most states are recording drought conditions. So that exacerbates the heat, makes it worse. So lettuce can struggle. Like I said, go for some of those kales to create your salad mix in the summertime if you need to. Now, for summer, you're going to want to choose those heat-tolerant varieties. You'll need shade cloth. The great thing about using containers is that you can move them around. So as long as your containers are getting like 4 to 6 hours of sun tops, you can move them to the shade. So a 10-gallon pot is my favorite. I've said this time and again on my channel and on my blog that a 10-gallon pot is my favorite because when it's filled with soil, most people are strong enough to move it around, but it's big enough that it doesn't dry out quickly in the summer. So it's my Goldilocks size. So 10-gallon fabric pots is great. Those are great. I want you to succession sow some lettuce seeds every 2 to 3 weeks. So if you've got a container, maybe buy 4 total containers, fill up the first 2, plant those, and then in another month, plant another, and in another month, plant another. These seeds, these lettuce plants they do have some frost hardiness to them, which means that cold won't necessarily kill them. As a matter of fact, I harvest lettuce all winter long, and where I am, it can get down to 5 degrees Fahrenheit. So the safety that you're going to feel in this scenario as we figure out as a country what's going on with our lettuce and our vegetables and whatever food supply this is that's causing this explosive diarrhea. Whoa, that's lovely. The safety is not even the best part. It's like walking outside, harvesting lettuce. It's walking outside to get a salad, to get something for burgers or sandwiches, to make a wrap out of it, and not having to leave your house. It's the gateway vegetable. It's one of the gateway vegetables. My others are onions, garlic, and scallions. Those are also gateway vegetables. So please try this. I am going to make sure you guys have a free salad garden guide that you can download below. I have a lot of other playlists on YouTube about growing lettuce. As we figure out what these cases of Cyclospora are doing, as we get closer to determining the root cause of the cyclosporiasis and how it's being transmitted, how it's infecting people, one of the ways you can take back your power and your food supply is growing your own lettuce. So, as always, I know you could have been anywhere, but you chose to be here with me, and I do appreciate it. Bye for now.